Hey everyone, Digital David here. Today in this video, I'm going to be unboxing and reviewing the Acer R240HY 24-inch computer monitor. Technically 23.8 inches viewable, 1920 by 1080p full HD. It's an IPS panel, so that features a 4 millisecond response time and a 60 hertz refresh rate. Blue light filter, zero frame design. You can see the retail box and packaging from all the sides and angles right here. Now let's go ahead, let's open it up and look at the package contents. So here are all the package contents. First up, you can see we got our quick start guide and our warranty information, followed by our stand in 2 pieces, our power supply and power cable, and we have an included VGA cable. Next, you can see we have the monitor itself right here with the Acer logo and branding. We have more product information right here, like the model number R240HY. We have HDMI, DVI-D in, VGA in. We have a headphone jack and our power supply right there. There are no built-in speakers, but we can use the headphone jack to listen to the audio from our computer. We can flip it over. You can see where the stand's going to slide in place. We have all of our different menu buttons and power buttons right here. So our power button and then all of our menu control options. You can see it from this side too. Check out how thin it is. And then it kind of gets a little thicker and raises up right here on the back side. Here's a top-down view as well too of the monitor. We can look at it from the other side. Now we can look at it from the front right here. So you can see Acer logo and branding in our 24-inch display with the thin bezel-less design. Now let's go ahead, let's get the stand installed. So to get the stand installed, we're going to attach these 2 pieces together. You can see how they're going to slide right into each other, just like that. So we have our threaded connector, and then we're going to take this piece and just gently slide it right into place, just like you see right here. And now we're ready to tighten everything down. So check that out. There we go. Just tightened everything in place. Now we're ready to slide it into the back of the monitor. So let's go ahead, let's pick that up. And you can see we're just going to slide it right in just like that. And now everything has successfully been installed. If you need to remove this stand, just go ahead, repeat the process in the reverse order. You're just going to gently pull this and slide this back off. But check it out. There we go. You can see we have the monitor assembled right here with the included stand. There is no VESA mount option, so keep that in mind. You have to use the included stand. And we can only adjust the tilt. So that's our max tilt down, and then we can tilt it back. That's our max tilt back. So let's look at it from the side, same thing. Max tilt back. Here's our max tilt forward or down. No other rotation options besides actually just physically moving the monitor to whatever position you desire. So now you can see we got the monitor plugged in and powered on. Let's go over the menu settings really quickly. We have a bunch of different menu buttons we can go over and press. So first up, you can see here's all the different icon options that we have. We have our image settings right here. If we select the first button again, we have a bunch of different presets we can choose from depending on what we're after. Then we can push the next button. You can see it's going to bring up the menu again. Let's go look at the menu settings right now. So we have our picture settings right there. And we can look at our OSD settings, our monitor settings, and our information. 1920, 1080p, 60 hertz, HDMI 1 with our serial number. Let's go back to our picture settings. Let's see if we can dive further in to the options that we have right here. So now let's look at some of the different options. You can see what we can change and control, like our brightness, our contrast. Then we go down to the bottom, color temperature, some saturation and hue options. We also have our blue light options right here that we can cycle through depending on what we're after and how sensitive our eyes are and what we want to do with that. But basically, as we select that, let's go ahead, let's go into that one. All right, I didn't do that right. Let's go into it. So blue light, we want to select this. And now let's move the different options over. So you can see our brightness is changing for the blue light settings. 80, 70, 60, 50. That's the blue light feature that we get with this monitor built in. Let's go back. Let's go back again. Now let's push this again, and you can see then we have our volume settings right here. That takes us to our volume that we can adjust. Let's go back. Let's push that again, and then you can see we have our input selection. So we got to go 1, 2, 3, 4 over, and now we can choose the different input options that we want right there. Now let's go ahead, let's test out the viewing angle. So now you can see I got a video pulled up right here for this monitor. We're gonna go ahead, we're just gonna start rotating it so you guys can get a feel for what it's like to see the viewing angle. This is an IPS panel. They're known for their viewing angles. It's rated at 178 degrees. We got pretty harsh lighting here in the studio. Typically you should still be able to see it like right around here, and you can somewhat. I was actually hoping for a little bit more with this monitor. But you can get a feel for that. Let's go ahead, let's do that again with the lights off. So here we go, the lights are off. We're gonna rotate it again so you guys can get a feel for the viewing angle. Check that out. And there we go. And now we'll start rotating it back. So that's a quick look at the viewing angle. Now you can see I got an image pulled up on the screen right here. We're gonna cycle through the different image presets. So let's go ahead, let's push our menu button. Then let's bring up the first option again. And now let's cycle through our different choices. So we're gonna start over here. We have movie. Here's the movie mode. Here's our graphics mode for gaming. Then we have our standard. Then we have our eco. And then we have our user settings. So let's cycle through those again. Here's user, eco, standard, graphics, and movie. Now let's do that again with the lights off. So with the lights off, you can see here's movie versus graphics versus standard versus eco and user settings. Let's do that again. So here's user, eco, standard, graphics, and movie. Now you can see we're browsing the web with our monitor. I got YouTube's trending page pulled up right here. Pay attention how everything looks, how clear and crisp everything is. Easy to read. Everything looks really sharp. No fuzziness, blurriness, or anything like that. Let's pull up The Verge, a popular tech blog, and you can see how everything looks on here too. Same thing, very clear, very crisp. Let's select an article. Let's just choose this one. Pay attention to all different fonts and how everything looks. So overall, very enjoyable experience using this IPS panel to browse the web. Again, very clear, very crisp, very sharp detail with this monitor. Now you can see one of my favorite tests with this monitor we're doing right now. This is a Blurbuster's motion test. So we're displaying at 1920 1080p 60 hertz with 60 FPS at the top versus 30 FPS and 15 FPS. This test just helps you see the importance of why your refresh rate matters. And the higher the refresh rate, the smoother the footage is going to look. This is more important and crucial if you're gaming. So if you're doing a lot of first-person shooters that need a lot of high refresh rate activity, and you want to make sure you're not missing anything in the scene and the action to give you the best competitive advantage, you're definitely going to want to have the higher refresh rate. 60 hertz is a baseline and a minimum for monitors and panels and screens today. Obviously, if you'll be doing a lot of gaming, you're going to want a higher refresh rate monitor. Going to be more of like 144 hertz, would give you even better results. So pretty drastic though, from 15 to 30 to 60, and you'd see a pretty drastic improvement again like this if you go up to 144 hertz and beyond. But just get a feel for what that's going to look like and the performance you can expect with this monitor when you're doing pretty graphic intensive games or applications. You can see the results right here. So first up, you can see I got Fortnite pulled up right here, 60 FPS, 1920 by 1080p resolution with the epic settings enabled. So you can see how everything's gonna look when you're using this monitor to game. Check that out. All is well so far, very responsive. Everything's looking great. All right, let's see what's in here. Come on! Let's go. Now you can see we got Warzone pulled up right here. Check it out. Look how everything looks. 1080p. 60 hertz refresh rate. Let's go. Let's get him.
I'm taking fire. Enemy dropping into the AO.
Come on. Come on.
Playtime's over, mate. You're going
Let's go. So fun. All right, check it out. Now the match is starting. Look at the graphics right here on the monitor. See how everything looks. Could we get the helicopter if we can? Unfortunately, they took it from me. Come on! Got him! Got him! Got him! Let's go, baby! Let's go! We're gonna stay here. Oh, no! No! Come on! Come on! Oh, no! I was too aggressive! Dang it, he got me. Oh man, are you serious? Dang it. So let me share with you guys my final thoughts after using this monitor. In regards to the specs, guys, this really is on the low end. It's kind of the minimum specs you can put out on a monitor today. So again, we only have 1080p and 60 hertz. Typically, some of the other competing monitors in this price point and category will have 75 hertz, they'll have built-in speakers, and they'll have a better stand. So in regards to design, they all look very similar with the thin to slim bezel along the sides in the top. So more of that bezel-less design, which is great if you want to pair a couple of these together. I've reviewed thinner monitors in this, but that doesn't really bother me. So I've also reviewed thicker monitors. So again, in regards to the performance, they're all very similar. I think the base is actually pretty cool. I've never seen this design before, but I really wish the stand gave us the ability to adjust the height, to pivot, swivel, rotate, do all those things as well. We're stuck with just being able to tilt it, and there's no VESA mount, so we're unable to attach a different mount if we want to get a third-party mount to use this monitor. So I'm disappointed that we don't have at least VESA mounting there with the included stand that they gave us. If they're to give us this type of stand, they should at least give us the freedom and flexibility to add a VESA mount in the future. In regards to the I/O, I'm happy that we have VGI, DVI-D, and HDMI, but I do wish they maybe got rid of the VGA or the DVI-D and gave us DisplayPort. We do have the headphone jack, which is nice, but there is no built-in speaker, so I'd love to have built-in speakers for this monitor. At its current price point, I would say the deal's just kind of average. It doesn't get me super excited. It's not an incredible value or anything like that. It's probably just, you know, what you would expect for a budget-friendly Acer monitor. But again, it's not an incredible deal that I feel like, you know, you have to get because they just jam-pack so much value into this monitor. If you're looking for a 1080p 60 hertz monitor that's 24 inches in size, then you're definitely gonna wanna check this one out, but compare it and contrast it with some of the other monitors on the market today, again, with the features they offer. Do you get built-in speakers? Do you get a VESA mount option? Do you get the DisplayPort or whatever else you might need? What are you looking for? Does this monitor fit the bill for you and your needs? And if it does, great. If it doesn't, there's plenty of other options out there as well.